Welcome back to another episode of the Train Hard, Recover Smart podcast. I'm your host, Thomas Flanagan. Today's episode is one that's taken me some time to put together. It's kind of personal. It's something that's been on my mind a lot lately because it plays a big part in certain things going on in my life right now. Um, you know the old saying, "Is this the mountain you want to die on?" Usually said when you're in the midst of an argument or a debate, deciding if it's really worth the fight. Well, that's where I am right now. So today I want to talk about the ripple effect of choices in fitness, nutrition, mindset, and life. Life is full of decisions, both big and small. Each one sends ripples through our lives. Some choices create positive ripples, while others cause waves that knock us off course. Think about it. Something as simple as hitting the snooze button in the morning might feel like a positive, giving yourself those few extra minutes of rest. But what happens when that extra rest turns into oversleeping? Now you're late, and suddenly the entire day is playing catch up. This is where we need to be mindful of the choices we make, because every decision, whether it's related to fitness, nutrition, mindset, or daily habits, has the power to either move you closer to our goals or push us further away. So let's break this down, starting with fitness. We all know that consistency is key. But what happens when we skip a workout? Maybe it's just one day. That's fine. But if it becomes a pattern, those ripples turn into waves that can derail our progress. The same goes for our nutrition. Indulging every now and then is okay. But if you're not careful, those small choices add up and can lead us away from our goals. I teach, all right. So when it comes to fitness, yeah, it's, life gets in the way. We all know that. That's why when I have clients come to me and they're like, I want to work out 5 days a week, I'm like, that's great ambition. But can you really stick to 5 days consistently? And we go through that whole thought process because again, I don't want to set them up for 5 days and then have something in their life happen to where it hits a ripple where now we're missing workouts or we're doing something or something comes up and things and now we're missing workouts. So when I work with clients, when it comes to the fitness part, basically what I do is if they're really adamant about doing 5 days, what I tell them is, all right, great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build you to 3 workouts that you need to make your goals. And then I'm going to give you 2 fun workouts. Okay. So we have to get in the 3 that we need. And if you get in the other 2 fun ones, awesome. If we don't get those, that's perfectly fine too. All right. So that's kind of a compromise. This way here, we get the 3 that we need, but then we have some fun ones just in case we have the time, and we can set that positive ripple to where we reach that goal a little quicker. Now with the nutrition, what I do is the way I teach it is we do an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time we're good, 20% of the time we come off. And the way I teach that and the way I coach that is if there's 30 days in the month, we multiply that by 0.2. So that gives us 6 meals throughout the month that we can come off and enjoy food. So now I help you. The way I coach it is now we plan that 20% where you're coming off. So we look at, do we have any events coming up this month? All right. Oh, we got a wedding. Great. There's 1 meal. We're putting an X on that day. But it's only 1 meal. It's not the whole day. It's 1 meal. So the other meals we need to stick to our macro plan. All right. So that's how I help my clients with setting positive ripples into their day. All right. And that's how I do it for fitness. But for yourself, you just got to make sure that you're mindful of what little things you do so you don't send the negative ripples through into your life that send things out of whack. Now, mindset is a big one. The thoughts we allow ourselves to entertain have a huge impact on our overall well-being. Negative thoughts can create ripples of self-doubt, procrastination, and inaction. But a positive mindset can propel us forward, giving us the strength and resilience to tackle challenges head on. Okay. Again, when I coach clients, the first 30 days, we work on switching from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. And that's where we switch from those, we take those negative thoughts and we flip them. And it's instead of self-doubt and instead of thinking of things in a negative way, we think of them as growth. I'm not losing, it's an opportunity to grow from that mistake. Oh, I did this, but I could have done this and that would have given me a better result. It's an opportunity to learn, right? So, we don't lose, we learn. Okay. So that's how you switch the tables on mindset to go from a fixed to a growth mindset. And once you do that, and again, that's the first thing that we work on. Like I really don't start tackling nutrition with people until toward the end of the first month. I kind of let people go. We work on getting them in a routine of working out. We work on their fixing their brain and their mindset and how they approach this journey. Because again, if you're not bought into the process and your mindset, then you're just going through the motions. Okay. And then now let's talk about life. And then there's life, our personal, professional lives, how we choose to spend our time, the people we surround ourselves with, the risks we take, and the paths we choose to follow. All these decisions create ripples. Some lead to growth, success, and fulfillment, while others might leave us feeling stuck or off course. Okay. Um, yeah. So the biggest thing is, and I had a mentor that I worked with for a little bit, and his biggest thing is if you talk to somebody and after you're done talking to him, you feel like you need a nap, yeah, you need to get rid of that person because he's just a drain on you. He's a negative drain. He's the one that's gonna make you feel stuck. You know, and I'll tell you, over the years, I've gotten rid of those people. I've some I've just cold turkey stopped talking to. Others, I try to bring them along. I try to change the way they are. I try to bring them into my new group, and but they don't want to change. So after slowly over time, we talk less and less and less and less. You know, um, but you need to have those positive people around you so you can grow, you can succeed, you can hit everything that you want to do. And that's where I'm at right now. I went through a phase here in these last 12 months where really I kind of transitioned into a new group of friends. And I found some old friends that had leveled up a long time ago. And I was one of those negative drains on them. Now I'm not. And they kind of brought me back into their group. And, I got big things happening right now. In this next 4 to 6 weeks, there's something huge coming, which I'll announce once we get a little closer to it. But again, once you get into that group, things change, life moves, things happen. But here's the thing, awareness is power. We recognize the impact of our choices. We can start making more intentional decisions that align with our goals and values. We can create positive ripples that lead to lasting change and success. So how do we do that? We start by taking a step back, evaluating our choices. Are they moving us closer to where we want to be, or are they holding us back? Once we identify the patterns, we can start making adjustments, whether that's in your fitness routine, your diet, your mindset, or your daily habits. Okay. Remember, it's not perfection. You don't have to be perfect at everything. We're all human. We're going to make mistakes, but it's about being mindful, making more conscious decisions that align with your goals. Okay. So again, like going back to, take a step back and evaluate your choices. You know, and when you do that, look at the people that you're surrounded with. Look at how you approach each day, approach each week, approach each month, each quarter, you know, each year. How do you approach it? Do you have a plan? Do you have goals? Do you have everything set on what you want to achieve? Do you have the support network around you to help you reach those goals? Okay. If you don't, do you go and find them? Okay. When it comes to your fitness routine, if you're hitting a plateau, You know, do you keep doing the same workout? No, you have to change it to get you to keep moving closer to where you want to be. With your diet, if it's not getting you the gains or the weight loss or the body fat loss or the muscle definition that you want, then you need to change it to get you to that goal. Your mindset, if you're having a lot of self-doubt and a lot of negative thoughts, then you need to step back, reassess, change your way you're thinking to where you can move forward. And the way you do that is through daily habits. I have my daily habits, meditation, journaling, a bunch of other stuff that I do to help me keep in that right mindset. Okay. And not every day goes as planned. Shoot, no, it doesn't. But I go into every day and I have a plan of things I want to get done. I have my top one or two priorities that have to get done this day. Then I have a couple of secondary and a couple of, you know, then I have like low things that could get done. But I know these are my top two things I have to get done. I go into each day with a plan. Okay. So as I wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with this thought. Every choice you make sends out a ripple. Make your ripples, make sure your ripples are moving you toward the life you want to create. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all in this together, learning, growing every step of the way. So that's it for today's episode of the Train Hard, Recover Smart podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you haven't already, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube or on any of the audio platform, subscribe. I know I haven't been putting out regular episodes lately. It's getting kind of hard coming up with topics, to talk about. So I'm kind of at that crossroads right now of how I want to approach the podcast. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to take this now, and what I want to do with it. If you guys have any topics or anything like that you want to talk about, if you're following me on YouTube, just put it in the comments. If you're on the audio platforms, just put in a comment, or follow me on social media and shoot me a message or put in a comment on a post. Because it is getting difficult not to repeat topics and come up with some new stuff. So, and I'm trying to get guests on, but that's the reason why there's a lag, because trying to come up with content is getting difficult. But again, I'm gonna sit down and try to figure out how I want to take this forward. Okay. So again, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Stay strong, stay focused, keep making those positive ripples, train hard, recover smart, and as always, be better than you were yesterday.